Welcome to the Critically Clueless. I'm the Monk, and today I'm here with a insight in one of the demos released on GameFest. Now this week, because of everything that's been happening because of COVID-19, a lot of the big E3 for instance got cancelled and things got pushed back. So Xbox decided to give us a little insight into the games that would have been shown that we can download and play at home. If you actually go into your search bar, type in demos this week alone, mind. So if you're watching this video late, it's not going to help you. But if you type in demos, there will be a section called Game Fest demos, and in there will be a massive list of 60 plus games for you to have a look through. All very indie based, but knock yourself out and have a little look and see what you think looks good. Now, I picked Hellpoint. Now, it's published by Tiny Build. It's developed by Cradle Games, and honestly, that means nothing to me. I haven't heard of these companies before, so I was very interested to pick up this game, and I actually really enjoyed the little time I spent in this demo, especially considering these are smaller companies that I haven't actually heard of. Now, this is described as an action adventure. But for me, it screams Dead Space. It screams Silent Hill, those kind of old school horror games, sci-fi, horror. It works really well, and I can feel what they tried to do, and I think it's quite an enjoyable experience. As you see this screen grab here, I was fighting a severed hand. Now, that is a big hand. I wonder if later in the game you actually see where that hand came from. I doubt it, but it's an interesting one, that's for sure. I can't imagine for the life of me Gavin playing this game, my other fellow Critically Clueless. I don't think he would enjoy this game. But for me, it worked well as an RPG. It has all the elements there of a good RPG. Now you can, as you see on screen right now, as you play through the game, you pick up, I guess, experience points to spend as you wish. You can put on health, for instance, like I did, or other things. Later in this demo, I actually got quite a lot of XP, and I was able to pump up my health significantly. So. And it really helped because when I very first started playing this, obviously there's no tutorial, it doesn't tell you how to play, kind of just throws you in and lets you have a go. So I didn't know what the buttons were, I didn't know how to get health and stuff like that. So when I first played this game, I was playing one life, don't die. It seems that the more you die, the harder the game kind of gets, mainly because when you do die, and you will die, but you yourself, you become a ghost and you start haunting this ship as well, which I found very interesting and a bit freaky. When this first happened to me and I first saw myself walking around the ship, I thought he was another player, especially as when I first saw him, he started running away from me in this first encounter. So of course I run up to him and then boom, he's starting to attack me. It took me by surprise. I quite like it. He's a bit dangerous though. So watch out for that. The enemies seem to be RNG as well. Like you walk, because I died a few times, so I walked into the same room a few times, and not once were the enemies ever the same. It was always either a different amount or totally different enemies, period. But I liked it. It kept me on my toes. Now, I played this game for a significant amount of time. It may have been a demo, but there was no actual time limit on this demo. And I've got to say, I didn't crash out once. There was no crashes. I didn't really see any bugs. The graphics weren't amazing. It was still a bit rough around the edges, but you have to remember that these demos aren't complete. This isn't the final product. Now, from everything that I can find on this game, it is due to be released soon, but I can't find a price, so I can't comment on how much this game is going to cost. Looking at it, I would probably say it's going to be about 30 quid, but that is just a pure guess. I have nothing to go on from that. But I've got to say that if it does drop at around 30 quid, it may actually be worth a go, because it seemed quite in depth. It seemed like a good little RPG, and I was, like I said, I was quite impressed by it. I like the fact that the armor that you picked up, I know that it's a very common thing these days, but I wasn't expecting it from this. But it had a visual effect on your character, which I quite liked. And I think my character looks quite cool right now, and that's just the first set that I found. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more sets, and yeah, the controls are a little bit clunky, but you get that with a lot of games. Even Red Dead had a few clunky controls in your screen and that. But yeah, so I would recommend this game for a try. And again, if you are watching this video within the first week of release, definitely check it out in the store. Type into your store demos, and you will see it pop up. But I can thoroughly say that this game is worth a play. Now it depends on the price, obviously, but these freaky enemies in the game, they're pretty cool. I'm not entirely sure of what the story is. Like I said, it was a demo, so back history. I actually chose, at the beginning of the game, you got to choose between like a fast melee ranged guy, which is what I picked, or someone a bit more rounded, or someone with a big bulky shield. What I didn't realize is that with my guy, I ran out of energy very quick, so I couldn't fire off my gun anywhere near as much as I wanted to. But see that on screen now, this is me. I'm fighting me right now. I died here. Actually, I died in the ring, just off from there. But my character then spawns. You have to double check sometimes. Sometimes the ring is clear, and then you go past it, and then all of a sudden an enemy will spawn behind you. But I've been a monk, and we have been the Critically Clueless. There will be more videos on the way, and just to say that there are currently 94% of viewers are not subscribed. So if you like the video, click the subscribe button, and I will see you again in the next video. Yeah.